twins came out to their dad together, and his response was truly touching. The coming out process can be a confusing and challenging experience for members of the LGBTQ community. So when popular vloggers Aaron and Austin Rhodes came out as gay to their father, they filmed the moment for their entire online following to see. And the response to the tear-jerking footage was overwhelming. So not only did the fraternal twins come out to a family member, but they also revealed their identities to the whole world. And what's even more amazing is that the Rhodes boys recorded their coming out experience without knowing exactly what their father would say. Would he be sympathetic and embrace his son's true natures, or would he forever cast them aside? Well, the twins, who both are gay, decided to take the chance and capture the pivotal moment for posterity. After all, Austin in particular had been encouraged to reveal his sexuality after watching online footage of other LGBTQ people dealing with their own coming out hurdles. The twins' video was therefore later uploaded to their YouTube channel, The Rhodes Brothers. We want to come back as authentic as possible, and we just want to give you guys everything and say everything that we want to say, Aaron confesses to the camera. And with that, he offers those all-important words that he claims they both wanted to share for a very long time. I'm gay. Aaron explains. Austin then follows up by saying, and I'm gay too. The clip has since been viewed a whopping 27 million times. So while coming out can be an incredibly isolating process for some people, the twins had seemingly had each other to lean on. And as Austin later related in an interview on the Ellen DeGeneres Show, he and his brother had both confided their respective secrets at practically the same moment. That person, of course, was Rodney Rhodes, the twins' father. So in this video, we're gonna call our dad and we're gonna let him know that we're gay, Aaron continues. But how would Rodney react, particularly given that both of his twin sons were coming out at the same time? During the twins' appearance on the Ellen DeGeneres Show too, Austin revealed how worried he'd been at the time of the chat. He said, "It was the scariest moment of my life. In my mind, I was like, this could potentially be the last time that we have a normal phone call like this if my dad takes it bad." And although Austin also admitted to having had a decent relationship with his father, his apprehension about the conversation makes sense. The Williams Institute study found that 46% of subjects had fled their homes after experiencing discrimination. Perhaps most upsetting of all, though, was the finding that 43% of the young people surveyed had actually been evicted by their relatives. Familial rejection and abandonment are therefore a very real possibility for those who choose to come out. Erickson continued, "Adults might think that if they force their child to leave their home, their child may return repenting, magically somehow no longer LGBT. In other cases," the article argued, "traditional values may be so deeply entrenched in families that they may not want to consider any other way of life." Fortunately for Aaron and Austin, though, they were on good terms with their mom. They'd therefore come out to her when they were just 17. Initially, at least, the boys assumed that this would be an easier task than breaking the news to their dad. That's because the pair hadn't been as close with their father ever since the parents had divorced. Yet the twins were seemingly determined to capture the coming out conversation with their dad on camera for all the world to see. When the call starts in the video, though, the brothers appear to lack the words to properly break the news to their father. And understandably, emotion soon overtakes both Aaron and Austin. Soon, though, Rodney reveals exactly what he thinks of his boys now. He explains to Aaron and Austin, "You know I love you both. That'll never change. You gotta live your lives. You've gotta do what you've gotta do." And the father reveals that his views have changed over time. He explains, "Being on the job I've been on for many, many years has made me more accepting of that." So while Rodney may have been a little shell-shocked by the news, he makes it clear that he won't reject his boys for their sexuality. And touchingly, the twins' father also claims that he won't question or tell them to change, as some parents do to their LGBTQ children. "I can't undo being your dad," he adds during the conversation with his sons. And towards the end of the clip, Aaron reveals the twins' motivation for putting such a personal moment on the video sharing site. He claims, "Basically what we want our message to be moving forward from all of this, just be yourself, whether you're gay, bi, or transgender. Or maybe you're not any of those. Maybe you're straight and struggling with a different issue. Just do what makes you happy." In the newer clip then, Rodney relates his relief that his boys had trusted him enough to deliver the news. He may have also touched hearts once again by claiming that he'd always promised himself he would never abandon his kids. After all, Rodney adds, sexual orientation is only one part of a person. There were further upsides for the twins too. Their coming out video went viral for one and launched them into the spotlight. And that's not even to mention the $10,000 check that DeGeneres handed the pair on her show. This may have come in pretty handy following their relocation to LA. But perhaps Aaron and Austin can be most proud of the way in which they've remained true to themselves. Although they were helped along the way, of course, by a very accepting dad. Yet, even despite the breakdown of his marriage, it seems that Bruce remains a committed family man. In any case, photographs posted to his Facebook page show him continuing to spend quality time with his children. In March 2019, for example, it appears that the three enjoyed a trip to Orlando, Florida, where they visited the Universal Water Park, Volcano Bay. And while it's clear that Bruce still gets on with both his sons, he appears to share a special bond with his youngest, Tyler. In fact, the pair are so similar that they can often fall out. Nevertheless, being alike means that Bruce and Tyler have a lot of shared interest in things in common, perhaps making hanging out together a breeze. For 2019 only, New York City Pride was rebranded as Stonewall 50 World Pride NYC 2019, with the event marking the first occasion on which World Pride has taken place in the US. And as that name suggests, the festivities were also held in recognition of the 50th anniversary of the Stonewall Uprising. Back in 1969, a police raid of the Stonewall Inn, a gay bar in New York City, dramatically led to riots. In fact, the 1960s were a difficult time to be openly part of the LGBTQ community. In New York City, for instance, it was illegal to procure sex from another man, with kissing, holding hands, and even dancing with members of the same gender also all against the law. And up until 1966, the New York State Liquor Authority could close down bars that dished out alcohol to LGBTQ people. With that in mind, police regularly attended gay bars in a bid to crack down on so-called gay behavior. Many LGBTQ socializing spots were also targets for law enforcement as they were mafia-owned, meaning many failed to acquire the proper liquor licenses. However, the owners of the Stonewall Inn were known to bribe local cops. There was no such warning when the cops showed up early at the Stonewall Inn on June 28, 1969, however. Officers went on to arrest 13 people, some of whom were found to be breaking the law regarding gender-appropriate clothing. The police were reportedly heavy-handed too, and this all led to patrons and employees at the Stonewall to snap. And it's perhaps fair to say that celebrating the LGBTQ community was something particularly close to Bruce's heart. He'd made the brave step to come out as gay after 23 years of marriage, you see, and so he knew how important it was for people to be accepted, no matter their gender or sexual orientation. And it's fair to say that World Pride New York City event was a pretty special one, as record numbers participated in the historic parade. According to organizers, 150,000 individuals, so around double that of previous prides, officially took to the streets. But even that impressive figure may seem a mere drop in the ocean compared to who else showed up. Indeed, organizers estimated that an impressive 2.5 million people lined the streets of New York to watch the parade pass by. Later figures even suggested that 5 million people ventured into Manhattan to celebrate Pride over the entire weekend. Of those individuals, 4 million alone attended the parade. But there was still very much room for regular East Coast folk. Yuritsa Figueroa, a bartender from New Jersey, was among the crowds at World Pride NYC, and in an interview with the New York Post, she beamed, "This is my family here. It feels great, and it's empowering to see so many different people from all different backgrounds come together." Then, following the World Pride celebrations, Bruce returned to Facebook to share yet more photographs from the event, including some of the parade participants. However, the father seemed particularly thrilled that he'd gotten the opportunity to tell his story to the world. Astonishingly, the Mammoth World Pride NYC parade in Manhattan was 12 hours long, and Bruce revealed that he and Tyler had managed to see the majority of the action. After watching the parade for 8.5 hours with no bathroom break, we finally decided to go to dinner at a French restaurant while the parade was still going strong, the dad wrote. But as Bruce tucked into his well-earned meal, little did he and Tyler know that their story would go global. Ultimately, news outlets from around the world shared their uplifting tale, with the family story making it as far as Holland and Norway, as two people pointed out on Bruce's Facebook post. So, while Bruce and Tyler's trip to World Pride may now be over, their family can still remind us all that true happiness can be found in accepting each other and ourselves. After all, as the popular Pride saying goes, love is love. The world is filled with stories going viral every single day. But how many of these sites can you actually follow? We understand that your day should start with positive stories that resonate with you. And so we started JoJo Stories. Our mission is to create meaningful stories that cover everything from animals to anthropology, history to environment and lifestyle. The kind of content you read on our site will be one you'll want to share with your family and friends. We hope you'll join our growing family and be part of our community. Welcome to JoJo Stories, jojostories.com.